Most Christians today follow the teachings of Paul more than they follow the teachings of Jesus himself. But what if I told you that Peter, the closest disciple of Jesus, stood against him? And that this conflict nearly tore Christianity apart while it was still in its cradle? Antioch. The 1st century AD. A hall filled with believers. Jews, and Greeks, and people who came from distant lands to hear about the way that had begun in Jerusalem. In the heart of the hall sits Peter, the fisherman of Galilee, the living shadow of Jesus. He is eating with Gentile believers. A scene that would have been unthinkable just a few years earlier. He eats non-kosher meat with them, and shares bread without asking them anything about the law of Moses. Then, some men arrive from Jerusalem.
Peter,
men connected to the name of James the Just, the brother of Jesus, leader of the Nazarenes, the mother community that remained committed to circumcision and the law. Peter's face changes. Fear and confusion appear on it. He stands up slowly, then steps away from the table. He refuses to return to it, as if they were unclean. In the corner of the room, a man was watching everything with burning eyes. His name is Paul of Tarsus, a former Pharisee, an encyclopedic scholar who never saw Jesus, yet claims to know him better than any living disciple. In a few moments, this scene will become one of the most famous confrontations in the history of religions. A confrontation not only witnessed by historians, but narrated by one of its participants himself, with rare boldness, in Paul's letter to the Galatians, chapter 2. When we imagine early Christianity, we imagine a unified community. Apostles walking in lockstep. The Holy Spirit distributing gifts equally. But the historical reality is more chaotic and more human. After Jesus' death, there was no universal church. There was no completed New Testament. And the big questions had not yet been settled. There were three main groups that barely knew each other. First, the Nazarenes, or Jacobites. These were the original Jerusalem community. Jews who believed in the Messiah, but fully kept the law of Moses. They circumcised their sons, forbade pork, prayed toward the temple. Their leader was James the brother of Jesus, with Peter as second. For them, the Messiah was a Jewish prophet for Jews only. Second, the Hellenists, early Pauline. Jews from the diaspora, Greek in culture, more open to the pagan world. Among them was Stephen, the first martyr. Third, the Gentiles, former pagans. Romans, Greeks, Syrians who were drawn to the new Jewish God. They knew nothing about circumcision or food laws. These three components had been clashing from the very beginning. And the question that would create the greatest fracture was this. If the Gentiles wished to join, must they become Jews first? Peter, an illiterate fisherman from Galilee. He lived with Jesus. He saw him die. He saw him alive after death. He failed him, denied him 3 times. And he was forgiven. The source of Peter's authority, companionship and memory. Peter leaned toward the Nazarenes, that is, the remnants of the law, because he was afraid of the Jerusalem community. Paul, an encyclopedic scholar, a strict Pharisee from Tarsus. He first persecuted Christians, then claimed he saw the Messiah in a vision on the road to Damascus. He never saw the physical Jesus. The source of Paul's authority, direct revelation. Paul believed that the law ended at the cross, and that imposing it on the Gentiles was a betrayal of Christ's death. This difference, how do we know the truth? Is what would explode into crisis. The Gentiles began to flow in. Men and women who had never been circumcised, who had eaten pork yesterday, who had bowed to idols. And then came the deadly question. Is faith in Christ alone enough for salvation? Or must one keep the whole law of Moses? The position of the Nazarenes, James's group. Yes. The law is eternal. The Messiah came to fulfill it, not abolish it. Whoever wants to be part of God's people must enter through Abraham's gate, circumcision, then the law. The position of Paul. No. The law was a tutor until Christ came. But now salvation is a free gift. To impose circumcision is an insult to Christ's death, as if his blood were not enough. Between these two positions, Peter swung like a reed in the wind. In Jerusalem, with the Nazarenes, he clung to the law. In Antioch, away from James's eyes, he ate with the Gentiles. And it was precisely this hesitation that made Paul explode. In Antioch, where the name Christians was first born, the most important event took place. According to Paul's letter to the Galatians, chapter 2:11-14, the only source that narrates the details from one side, the scene was dramatic as follows. The room becomes a stage. Sounds of eating, cups, mixed laughter. Then suddenly, heavy silence. James's messengers, entering in their travel clothes, casting a scornful look at the Gentile food. Peace be with you. Peter. James sends us to check, are you still eating with the uncircumcised? Jerusalem is angry. Complaints have reached us. Peter pushes the plate aside as if touching a corpse. He stands quickly. His face turns pale. Peter, whispering fearfully, not looking at the Gentiles. I wasn't, this isn't what you think. I'm only trying to bridge hearts. Peter steps away from the table. The Gentile believers look at him in shock and disappointment. A Gentile believer, whispering to his companion. Didn't he bless us just moments ago? Didn't he say we were his brothers? Paul, standing suddenly like a thunderbolt, moving toward Peter, raising his voice so everyone can hear, his eyes blazing with anger. Peter. You are a Jew, yet you live like a Gentile. You eat with us, sit with us, claim we are one. Peter, trying to lower his voice, grabbing Paul's arm. Paul, not now. Please. There are matters, community politics. If James hears. Paul, snatching his arm away violently. Politics? Christ is not politics. Yesterday you ate with these people and called them your brothers. Today, you see them as unclean because James's messengers walked in. Peter, voice slightly raised, glancing toward James's messengers. This isn't personal, Paul. You know the Jews in Jerusalem will turn away if we need their unity. We need the Nazarenes. They are the treasure of the church. Paul, moving closer, his face inches from Peter's, sarcastic. Nazarenes? Those you call Nazarenes are corrupting the gospel. They tell the Gentile, believe in Christ, and be circumcised. Two gospels at once. And that is not right. Peter, with suppressed anger, trying to regain his dignity. You never knew him, Paul. You never sat with him. You never washed his feet. Where do you get this audacity? Paul, quiet but sharp as a knife. I met him on the road to Damascus when he threw me to the ground. And I know him now more than you. Because you yourself, your behavior here, you are a hypocrite. You force the Gentiles to live like Jews, yet you live like a Gentile when no one is watching. Long, awkward silence in the room. Narrator. We don't know if these words are literal. But Paul would later tell us in his letter that he confronted Peter, face to face, in front of everyone, and publicly accused him of hypocrisy. And in that moment, the newborn Christian world split. There was no longer one community after that day. From then on, there were Paulians who believed in faith alone, and Petrine/Nazarene Christians who believed in faith and the law together. After the confrontation in Antioch, Paul and Barnabas traveled to Jerusalem to settle the conflict before the mother leadership. After the Antioch confrontation, everyone realized things had spiraled out of control. The disagreement was no longer behind closed doors. It had become public. And complaints had reached the ears of James the Just, the brother of Jesus, leader of the Nazarenes in Jerusalem. Paul had no choice but to go up to the capital of Judea to settle the matter. But he knew well, there, his opponent would not be Peter, but the man whose name is not mentioned often in the Gospels, yet who was the actual leader of the movement after Jesus' death, James. The room transforms into a hall in Jerusalem. James sits in the center, stern features, wearing Jewish monastic robes. Beside him are Peter and John. Paul stands before them, Barnabas at his side. Jews and Nazarenes fill the hall. James, slow, heavy voice, as if each word weighs a mountain. Paul of Tarsus. We have heard that in Antioch, and Berea, and Ephesus, you tell the Gentiles they do not need circumcision. We have heard that you say the law of Moses is a curse. Paul, confident but cautious. Circumcision or uncircumcision means nothing, brother James. What matters is faith working through love. Christ has set us free from the law. Angry murmurs in the hall. A harsh Nazarene, from behind Paul. Blasphemy. The madman of Tarsus says the law of God has been abolished. Peter, standing, trying to calm things, remembering his embarrassment in Antioch. Brothers. Paul may be zealous, but God gave the Holy Spirit to the Gentiles just as he gave it to us. Why test God by putting a yoke on their necks that neither we nor our fathers could bear? Sharp looks from James toward Peter. James, politely ignoring Peter, focusing on Paul. Let us say, you want to waive the law for the Gentiles. And I want to please the thousands of zealous Jewish believers. How do we solve this? Paul, calmly. The gospel is one. For whoever believes, Jew or Greek. James, after a long silence, with a deadly compromised tone. Let us say this. The Gentiles who believe do not need circumcision, correct? Paul relaxes slightly. James, continuing. But they must abstain from three things: blood, sexual immorality, and food offered to idols. And one condition, that they read the law of Moses every Sabbath in the synagogues, to learn. Paul tries to object, but James raises his hand. James, decisively. This is my judgment. By whose authority? By the Holy Spirit and us assembled. Go, Paul, and preach this. Paul exits angrily. Peter looks at the ground. James smiles a cold smile. This was the Council of Jerusalem as described in the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 15. Officially, Paul won, no circumcision. But in practice, James imposed three restrictions that made the Gentiles, miniature Jews by proxy. But what was not written in Acts is what happened afterward. Paul never kept these restrictions. And in his letters, he never mentioned them, not once. The compromise was a formality, and was violated immediately. This clash may seem like a quarrel over a dinner table. But historians see behind it a single existential question. Who is the people of God, truly? The Nazarenes, followers of James, saw themselves as a reforming Jewish sect. They remained faithful to the temple, circumcision, and festivals. Their future, a holy community within Judaism. For them, the Messiah was a great prophet, but not God. The Pauline saw that Judaism as a path to salvation had ended. There was no longer Jew or Greek, male or female. Their future, a new universal religion, severed from its roots. Peter, in the middle, tried to reconcile the two sides, but ended up accused by both. Paul called him a hypocrite, and the Nazarenes called him too lenient. In that moment, the dispute was not over meat or bread. It was over the future of Christianity itself, and the identity of the majority of Christians today. Here the story becomes more troubling. We have two main sources telling the same story in completely different ways. The first source, Paul's letters, especially Galatians. Paul tells us plainly, I opposed Peter to his face because he stood condemned. He even goes so far as to say, let anyone be accursed who preaches another gospel, an indirect but clear reference to whom? To Peter? To the Nazarenes? Paul does not try to hide the conflict. He boasts in it. The second source, the Acts of the Apostles, written decades later, probably at the end of the 1st century. Here, things are completely different. Suddenly, there is no conflict. Peter and Paul are close friends. And the council in Jerusalem issues a gentle, peaceful decree: it is enough that the Gentiles abstain from blood, sexual immorality, and pork. As if nothing had happened. The question critical historians ask today: did the author of Acts, believed to be a disciple of Paul or from his school, rewrite history to show unity? The prevailing academic answer: yes, largely. The conflict was much deeper than Acts shows. And the Nazarenes, Jacobites, were the biggest losers in this battle over the narrative. If we look at later history with objective eyes, Paul won theologically. Christianity today, Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, is Paul's Christianity, faith in Christ's death and resurrection, no law of Moses. Circumcision has disappeared, and food laws are just memories. Peter won politically. Every pope in Rome is a successor of Peter, and St. Peter's Basilica was built on his supposed tomb. Peter became the symbol of apostolic authority. But the Nazarenes, the Jacobites, disappeared entirely. This is the most tragic chapter of the story. The Nazarenes, Torah-observant Jewish Christians, were persecuted by the Romans because they remained Jews in the eyes of the law. And they were persecuted by the Paulines because they mixed the law with the gospel and distorted the message of Christ. By the 5th century CE, they had vanished as an organized sect. Some merged into Judaism. Some were drawn into early Islam. The great irony. Paul won the idea. Peter won the institution. And the Nazarenes paid the price. Today, when you hear the word Nazara in Arab Islamic heritage, the Quran mentions them as a specific group, you hear the echo of these lost ones, the Torah-observant Christians whom history devoured. What if the real loser in this conflict was Jesus himself? The man who lived and died as a Jew. Centuries later, his followers ended up in a religion that does not circumcise, does not keep the Sabbath, and does not follow the food laws he lived by. So did the message of Jesus triumph? Or did the message of Paul triumph? 2,000 years ago, in the city of Antioch, Paul of Tarsus stood face to face with Peter the fisherman. The question was not, is this meat halal or haram? The question was, why do we build walls between ourselves and those we love? And who decides who belongs to God? Paul said, faith alone. Peter said, faith and the law. The Nazarenes said, we are the remnant of the people. In the end, no one won completely. But the conflict itself is what made Christianity flexible enough to become a global religion, and losing enough to lose its Jewish mother forever. Perhaps this is why we still talk about that confrontation today. Because it was not just a dispute between Paul and Peter. It was the birth of a question that remains open even now. How do we preserve our identity without excluding others? Return to Paul, in his final imprisonment in Rome. Paul, voice off screen, reading his second letter to Timothy. All those in Asia have deserted me. Luke alone is with me. Paul died by beheading in Rome. The Jerusalem community did not come to save him. And the Nazarenes he fought against, lived their slow death for decades. The question history does not answer. If the Nazarenes had won instead of Paul, would Christianity today be just a small Jewish sect with no more than 2 million followers? Or would it have died with the fall of the temple? We do not know. But we know one thing. The conflict between Paul and Peter did not end in Antioch or in Jerusalem. It ended with the disappearance of the third party. Paul sleeps in the basilica outside the walls of Rome. But James, no one knows where his remains lie. Perhaps, that is the answer. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And activate the notification bell. And if you have a question or comment, the table is still open. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you in a new video. Peace.